Okay, so for if you have a question, you can just ask us. Also, okay, you say you'll be doing weekly outlook, all right? Maybe we'll be analyzing some few pairs live here on what we're expecting on those pairs as the questions keeps coming in.
Okay. Okay. Let's So for me, um, this will be my point of interest on AUD. So I was watching out for area, this area. Let me scale down to 15 minutes. So we're watching out for this area, waiting for price to tap in into this zone, and I'll be expecting something like this. Yeah, something like this. Maybe for the final push to the downside. So it all depends. So on the 4 hour perspective, though we're bullish, we have our high, we have our high, and our low, and our high. But then, if you scale down to from the 1 hour perspective, we're still unable to break this high. Price is giving us a weakness that the possibility of price breaking this high is very low. So there's a kind of a shift in market structure. So you scale down to 15 minutes. On that 15 minutes, you can see we have a supply zone here. The last buy candle before the second candle that breaks the structure down to this side. So all we're doing is this, like we'll be waiting for price to get into this zone. They will look for a lower time frame confirmation to enter. But then for those who want to use risk entry pattern, let me see how many people sell this. So this is just like 9.5 people. So you can either use 50% of the candle, which is somewhere here, 50% of the candle, somewhere here, and so you see. So our SL9 is around 5.7 people. So it will be easier that way. And then sometimes you look for opportunities. Now price is somewhere around there. I as a person, I will not wait for price to waste all these pips from here to here. This is just like 30 pip. So I'll look for entry. I'll look for entry from the lower time frame perspective. From the lower time frame perspective. So what I'll be watching out for is this. I'm waiting for a double break confirmation somewhere here. So I need to see something like this. Return to OB. Then before the shoot. As I will just basically risk it from this point. So but I'll wait for price to break this high. Price will break this high first. Then before looking for definitely price will create a supply, a demand zone around here or a bullish order block around here. Then before I wait for price to return. So let's just say from here to this point, from here, So yeah, it's just like 8 pip. So let's just say 10 pip. If you're able to use something like 3 standard lots, you should be making $300 very quick. Like, okay, let me see. From here to here is it's 10 pips. So um, this point. Can you see? So even in less than 2 minutes, you can achieve this thing. You will just make mad money from it with a very good lot size. So that is that for AUD. Be watching that for AUD. So from the 15 minutes perspective, I should be waiting for itself. So if you're looking at it now from this point here, we have a mitigation here. Price mitigated this zone. We have
I hope
a,
as he's doing all these things, you're opening your trading view so that you really be understanding what he's doing.
so we have something. We have a block. Now remember what I said yesterday. Let me delete this. I said in every week there's an information. Can you see? There's a week here. It means that we have the buyers and the sellers around here. They were both fighting, buying, selling, buying, selling. Now, this particular week, here, this particular sell candle led to the break of structure to this high. Now, let me draw it out. We now pick here. That is the reason why price reacted to this zone. That is the main reason price reacted to this zone. To this zone. See, if we scale down to the 1 minute, it's very clear. Now, can you see the last sell candle before the buy candle? But on the 3 minutes time frame, it's just a week. Can you guys see the difference? So on the 3 minutes time frame, it's just a week, but on the 1 minute time frame, it's a candle. So it'll be fine. Now, someone asked something in the group. Invalidation point. That's a very good question. Now, invalidation points. Can you see that despite we drew our open, they say our TP somewhere here. We keep our SL here, would have lost this trade. This particular trade would have hit our SL. Now the invalidation point simply means, and this 1.2 pip SL. Now price can never come to this point. This point. Why? Because price has actually activated or mitigated the zone around here. So what the validation point means is this. Now, if you can see, we're still having an additional information here. There's a week on the 1 minute time frame. Here on the 1 minute time frame. So you can actually drag your SL below this week. Below this week. So that your SL won't be hit. Now you see, we're still having 1.7 pip SL. So the best thing to do to be on the safer side, using the 1 minute time frame, you can drag your SL to this point now, which is 2.7 pip SL, meaning that sometimes market makers might decide to just weak you out and go to your direction. If you can see, this is what exactly this stuff just happened here. Now you see the weakening. So it's just like take out smart money traders their SL and moves up. Now the invalidation point is this point. It means that anything that makes price to break down to this point, price will never buy. It will definitely keep selling. So your invalidation point is the point whereby price will not get to. So definitely price has mitigated the zone here. Is a mitigation here on the 1 minute time frame. So there's no need for price to come to this point. So your SL is safe around here. That is the invalidation point that I was talking about. So this is for AUD USD. And for AUD USD now, I'll be watching out for, I want this high to be broken. This high to be broken. Yeah. Then I need a pullback before I'll take it. Then my take profits. My take profit will be somewhere here from this point down to this point before I start selling down using confirmatory entry before I start selling. Now let's look at Euro USD. I clearly see my markups. So I have this markup since last week. Some my markups. So on Euro USD, we have the cut somewhere. Yeah, this is an imbalance candle, so I don't know what price is currently doing here, but let me see 15 minutes. I think it will be so clear on 15 minutes time. Okay. If you can see on the 15 minutes time frame, price mitigated this zone. This is a supply zone. So areas we should be watching out for is this week. Should be watching out for this week. Just this week. Yeah. Why? Because we had a break. And we have our high, our low, but this particular low failed to break this high and push down to break this low. It means most likely the price might respect this place. The probability, not 100% certain. Sometimes I use confirmatory entry to get to the trade. So SL, your TP, your first TP should be from 15 minutes and from the 15 minutes perspective, it should be from here to this point to the next supply zone. I mean to the next demand zone, which is like 32 pip. Let me see how many people SL. Wow, this is okay. So this is just like 5.4 pip SL. So it's still fine. If you're using risk entry as your entry pattern, you can actually use the 50% of this week. Can you see this week? The 50% of this week. Now from the 50% of this week, if you're taking your trade, it should be how many people SL? Can you see? We're having 3.5 SL. So now your invalidation point should be around here, which is the 4 pip. Let me put it. Invalidation point should be here. So your entry will be for short, your entry will be here. So your entry will be somewhere here. Then your first TP, which is the next structure, will be somewhere here. That is it one. So you'll be looking at to sell from this point down to this point to take your TP. That is for Euro USD. Now, like I said, price might decide to smash this zone. That's the reason why you have to look for all possible opportunities. Now, Let me scale down to the 5 minutes. Can you see it's more clear here? Now, if assuming, let's say this is the zone we're watching out for, and you want to buy, so let's assume that all these things hasn't played out. My subscription is over, so I'll look for and subscribe. But then let's assume all this side isn't just there, like no price. What are you going to do? You have your POI here. This is your POI. Your POI here. Now you just go to 1 minute and you start looking for entry. Now, from your entry stuff, price broke this high. Price tapped into your zone, went up, give us higher low, higher high, failed to break this low, failed to break this high rather. So this place, we won't consider this place, even if it gives us an order block that also reacted and gave us profits. I won't use this particular zone. So I'll be watching out for this particular area. We had a break at this level. We had a break at this level, which is the break of structure. Okay, which is the break of structure to the upside. One, remember we had a confirmation that this is the demand zone that price will buy from the 15 minutes perspective. Don't get me wrong, go from the 15 minutes perspective. From the 15 minutes perspective, look at the demand zone from the 15 minutes perspective. So you just scale down to 1 minute. Now on that 1 minute, now you now look for break of structure with an imbalance. Now, where is the break of structure? Here. Remember, this is a high, this is a low. Now, but this particular high failed to break this place. So this place is useless. This particular place is useless. See? So this place is useless to me. I won't even consider this zone. Now, price went up, failed to break this side, pushed back, and went up again and broke this zone. So this is the most important place. This demand zone. That is the reason why you saw price mitigating this zone. So you check your pip count from this point. Can you see we're having just 1.1 pip SL? This is how I do it, guys. So there are other secrets to but then at least it's just like the basics. So a long from here, your TP. Let me see. You're looking for 20 pips, so yeah. Yeah, your SL is here. So you're having 1.5 pip SL based on 15-minute structure. So based on your 15-minute structure, so at least would have collected nothing less than 17 pip, risking 1.6 pip SL. So at this point, even if you're using a standard lot size, all you'll be risking is just $10.6 to gain $170. Let's check in how many minutes. Just 6 minutes. You've gotten at least urgent $170. Very easy. Now let's go back to GU. So for G, you for now, G to me is not clear. G to me is not clear. So I'll 2 minutes and see if why is this G is not clear. So we ignore that. Let's check GG. This zone, I actually marked this zone before coming live. So you can see that price respected this zone nicely from here. Can you see? Sharp, just urgent 23 pip. So if you're using one standard lot, we'd have made $220 in less than yeah. mm, So in less than 1 hour
Cheske in
plus.
Junior.
That kind thing. So just in few minutes and like 1 hour 45 minutes, you would have collected something tangible. Because it's midnight, so I can't actually take this trade because the spread is quite big. So I don't want anything to disrupt me. I had just a little Google Meet with someone, so I drew this particular point. But then, if you look at it from the 1 hour perspective, you won't even see this in clear, like so clear on the 1 hour perspective. Or 15 minutes now, you can obviously see the tap, like price just tap into it. So my TP will be somewhere here, which is 47 pip. And let me see my SL, 6.3 pip. Now, why is my SL so big here? Is because GJ naturally is very volatile. But then let me see if I can get confirmatory entry. See if I can have something quite smaller. Okay. I think I've seen one. Price tapping into our zone. We had a break of structure here. Nicely. And then we have a last sell candle before the buy. This is I don't know. They do call it shooting star. But can you see the wick both up and down? It means that buyers and sellers, there's an interaction between buyers and sellers here. So and this is a 1 minute time frame. So on the 1 minute time frame, you use the 50% of the imbalance plus your candle. So 50% of the imbalance, which is here, I draw it and then come. Let me check how many people SL. Can you see? Now we're having 2.8 pip SL from 6 point something pip SL. So my entry will be here. First TP will be 15 pip, which is very achievable. Can you see? So let's say we're having 2 point something pip SL. Now that is the difference. Now you will kind of wonder where this guy picked this trade from. Can you see the entry on the 5 minutes time frame? Where the entry is. So everything boils down to knowledge, what you understand about your chart and all that. So I'll be expecting price to react somewhere here. Somewhere here. I'll see money one for collect just because of spread, sha. But I'll wait till 2 o'clock to see I can take some trade. Now let's watch out for gold. Ah, now the 1 minute, 1 hour time frame, we had a week our information here. Scale down to 15 minutes. Now, and when you look at the 15 minutes time frame, you now go back to 1 hour. I mean, to 1 minute. Okay. Now, in the 1 minute time frame, price tapped in, gave me a break of structure here. This structure, a high here, gave me a break here. So what did I do? I just come and mark this zone. This last I candle before before the buy candle that breaks the structure. So I'll use this zone. Now you're saying 48.4. It simply means it's 4 pip SL. Anytime you're using gold, you don't count the other figures. Or anytime you see two figures, you take the first one. If you're seeing 3 figures, you take the first two. So look at, we're having two 271.8. It means 20. It means that price has moved by 27 pip. So at this level, this will be my entry for long position here. My first TP will be this high, which is like 40 pip TP. Then my SL will be somewhere here. Now, this is just like 7 pip SL. But guess what? The risk reward is so achievable. It's nice. So what I will do is this: for me to manage my risks, instead of me to use a standard lot, I'll use 0.5 to manage my own risk. So from here to here, can you see 10 minutes you have gotten 38 pip. So in 10 minutes, if you're using 3 standard lots, you might be making $3,800 in less than 10 minutes. That is what Chess King used to do. So let's see for gold now. We should be waiting for so for gold, let me go to 15 minutes. So we have mitigation. Though price is not up here fully. So I'll be waiting to see what price will do. I might also consider here. Though it's risky, from this point it's risky. I'll look for complementary entry before I take this particular trade. That is the zone I'll be watching out for. Then my TP, if I'm taking it from this point, my TP will be somewhere here. First TP, second TP can go. So let's say from here to here, at least 18 pips. It's nice. And can you see the 1 minute time frame is so clear? On the 1 minute time frame now, we have a week. We have a week here. So judging from this week, so I'll be expecting price to bounce back to this zone, either here or here. I found my daddy with Santa Claus in his chest. You ain't the son of a king, you the son of a murderer. Who y'all gonna see stuff? Lies! Wow. Feels like 1 pip SL. Wow. Okay. It's like 2 pip SL. So entry will be somewhere here on gold. This is wonderful. So on gold, I'll just put my SL here. So it will be like 2p per SL. So my first TP will be like 12p. Now let me just okay. Let me show you something. Let me use GG. Okay, so let's use the 1 hour time frame. We had a break here in the 1 hour time frame. So let's delete this. So we had a break of structure here. Let's book this level. I'm using bigger time frames because my subscription is over. So what are you going to do? You draw your zone and this level from this level here because all these weeks are information. So you draw your zone here. So you wait for price. You wait for price to come and tap in your zone. So let's say your entry is here. Okay. So entry is here. First TP will be somewhere here. So let's give it a replay and see. Now can you see price tapping out into our zone nicely because of this block here. And what made this particular zone to hold is because we had a break of structure with an impulsive candle in line with the trend, and you can see the result. At least at this level, we might have achieved a lot of things here. So we just smash our TP. So I don't know if you guys have any other question too. You can still ask. So hello. If you guys have any question, you can still ask. You can just ask.
So, good evening.
Yeah, evening.
So, I didn't join from the beginning. I was actually sleeping, then I woke up. So, I joined when you're talking about the invalidation. Did you explain it like whether when you're picking the invalidation point, it's the candle before the place where you already set your SL?
Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
The part of invalidation, like, please can you shed light on it again?
Okay. Hold on, just hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's say okay, what one? This 2.8 p peso. Now, normally, not all smart money traders will want to keep their SL here, just like here. Hmm? But now keeping it here now, price might just decide to weak you out. Anything can happen. So the best thing to do is this: you bring it down at this level, this point here, because hmm?
I can't see your screen. It's showing somebody else.
Just tap on his own screen. Tap on his own screen. It will show you the screen.
It's just showing an icon. Showing really big, but not saying
Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
no, it's not. Am I the only one not seeing the screen? You others are not seeing it. For me, I can't see it.
Yeah, we can see his screen. Maybe you can just try to swipe, like try to shift, swipe to the other side, like maybe to your left or to your right. You will see the screen. It's there.
Okay, I'm seeing it now. Thank you. I don't
Okay.
think
So your entry normally is around here. This is your entry point. But then remember that price mitigated this zone.